All right, I'm out in the shop here. I finished the short block on the Marauder project. Now I'm moving on to the cylinder heads. I'm going to disassemble these cylinder heads, clean everything, put new valve seals in them, and hopefully that's it. Put it back together, and hopefully that's it. Hopefully I don't got to replace any valves or anything like that. I'm going to clean them real good and put them back together. All right, so one thing you want to make sure when you're doing this is you got to keep everything organized. So my plan is to lay all the valves and springs and cams and all that stuff out on this workbench as if this were the front of the engine. So as I'm looking at it now, so this is the passenger side cylinder head, this is the driver's side cylinder head. Everything's going to be laid out as if it's here. Whenever you're handling a cylinder head that has the cam in it and the whole basically valve train in there, you got to be careful because some of the valves are most likely going to be open. So you can see these ones are open, these exhaust ones are open. So I'm going to just take a rag and put a couple rags down. That way it's kind of elevated up so that I'm not pushing down on, maybe I'll put one on either side of these. Just, you don't want to put a whole bunch of pressure on these valves and bend them. First I'm going to pull this secondary timing chain off. Now, the secondary tensioner does have a spot where you can put a pin in there, but I can't find any of my little retaining pins, so I'm just going to work this off of here. Now I'm going to take this little tensioner off. Now I'm going to move towards getting these cams out. What I should do is take each one of those followers out and then take the cam girdles off and then have the cams out. But I'm going to slowly loosen up all these girdles, and then the cam will come up off of the lifters. And I'll take the cams out, and then I'll take the lifters out. Just if I'm doing it this way, I'm just going to take my time and kind of ease these up just a little bit, and make sure that I don't break any of these little girdles. Now these are on there kind of tight, so I'm going to go ahead and loosen them by hand and then go through with the impact and raise them out. All right, they're all broke loose, so I'm going to go ahead and slowly ease these up just a little bit at a time. And now I got them all about a turn or two up. I'm going to see if I can't get these girdles to come up just a little bit. Now, if you're going up like I am, you don't want to pry too hard because these girdles can break pretty easy. Okay, I got each one of the girdles are loose. Again, you don't want to mix these up either, so I'm going to take these off and put them to the side and pull the cams out, and then immediately put those girdles back on there. And now with the girdles off, I can take a look at these cam bearing surfaces, and they look perfect. They're nice. So that's a plus. I was worried that some of the material had gotten up in here and possibly could have gotten in on these bearing surfaces, but no, it looks great. All right, I'm actually going to leave these girdles off for right now because I feel like it'd be easier to get the valves out of there. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these followers out, keep them all in order. Yeah, these lash adjusters should come out of here pretty easy. I can't get a grip on them. I'm going to use a pair of pliers to pull them out of there. I have never had such a difficult time getting lash adjusters out. I mean, it was like they were RTV'd in there. I don't know if that's like maybe the contaminated oil that's keeping them stuck in there or what. Maybe it's too... I mean, it doesn't feel like sandpapery, so I don't feel like there's any. They're just gunked up in there. They were very hard to get out. Now the only thing left to remove is going to be the valves. There are spark plugs down in here, so I'm going to get those out as well. I'm going to break them loose by hand and then get them out with the gun. Yeah, these spark plugs don't look very good. They don't look super bad, but they don't look very good. All right, so to get these valves out, and springs out, I'm going to use this tool. I love this tool. Let me show you how it works. First, you're going to want to put a rag in the combustion chamber, or two. So what you don't want is you don't want the valve popping open. Okay, so this kit has two different ones. There's like a bigger one and a smaller one. I haven't used it in a while. I'm not sure if I used the smaller one. I think I might use the smaller one. So it's got a smaller hole right here. The thing is, you want to be careful. You don't want to hit anywhere like off. If you don't want to hit the valve stem itself. All right, once you got it centered over the valve, you're gonna take your big hammer, and don't be bashful on this thing. You got to hit it pretty good. You didn't hit it hard enough. Once you get it hard enough, the keepers will be down inside there, and the retainer will be off. And now you can just pull that valve out. Now, this valve doesn't want to come out very easy. Probably got a little bit of a burr on it. I'm just gonna get it on through there. Ideally, you want to, if it's hard to get the valve through there, you want to file the valve stem down a little bit to try and not have any burrs get dragged through the valve guide. But I don't really have much patience for that right now. I'm gonna go ahead and dig these little keepers out of the tool here, hopefully. As this intake valve doesn't look too bad, the area you're looking at is where it's going to meet the valve seat. Look for any kind of pitting or anything like that down on there. This looks okay, but it's usually the exhaust valve that goes bad. So I'm going to pop one of those out, take a look at it. All right, so here's one of the exhaust valves. It doesn't, I mean, this right here will clean off, but right where it hits the valve seat, it looks pretty good to me, so I'm pretty happy about that. All right, I got all the valves out. Now it's time to get these retainers out. All I do is grab a pair of pliers and just pull them up. So I like using these channel locks. Just gonna get a hold of it. Oh, it's gonna be hard. Pull it up. That's what it looks like. All right, now that I got all the seals out of there, I'll put the girdles back on. All right, so there's one cylinder head disassembled. Everything's kind of pretty much in order over here. Got the valves out, valve seals out of here. I'm just gonna chuck these. Now I'm just gonna take this one apart, get these two over to hot tank, and they'll be ready to assemble again. All right, the cylinder heads are back from the hot tank, and they look great. They're nice and clean. I'm going to take a look at the surface of these, and I'll show you how to check this for straightness. Didn't get all of the carbon out of here on the exhaust side, but I think it'll be okay. But before I check these for straightness, I'm just going to go over them with a green scratch pad with some PB Blaster on there, or I'm sorry, yeah, PB Blaster on there. Just lightly clean the surface. Just get any little bit of chunks that might be on there. Now I'm going to wipe it down with a nice dry low lint towel. Right now I got this straight edge. They sell these at Summit, and I'm just going to lay this over the top, and I shouldn't be able to get a 2000s feeler gauge through there, so I'm going to put it on my 2000s. And then I'm just going to go around and kind of check and make sure that it doesn't go in anywhere, especially in between these combustion chambers. So just check a few different spots, and you can also check it like at an angle, you know, from one end to the other. It's not bad. This one seems, oh, a little bit right there. Right, I checked the other cylinder head too, and it's good. There was a spot where I could get it to go through a little bit, and that might be just because there's like a little high spot or something over here that the gasket will take up. I mean, it's not like if you can get it in anywhere. This kind of makes it pretty obvious if it is bent. You'll be able to get it in, like especially in the center or if it's twisted or something like that. This thing just makes it pretty obvious, but beware if there's a little high spots in there. This isn't like a resurfaced cylinder head, so I think it's good. I'm good with it. Now, before I put this thing away, I like to put a little bit of PB Blast around here just to keep it from, so it doesn't rust. I'll make sure and put this, I'll work it around onto the flat surfaces on the edges before I put it away. All right, back in its carrying case. This thing is kind of handy too, because you can also use it for the engine block in the same way, which I'll do probably in the next video right before I put these cylinder heads on there. All right, I'm gonna call that a good stopping point. I've got the heads ready to go. I inspected all the valves, those look good. Next step is gonna be, I'm gonna clean all these valves up and then lap them when I put them back into the cylinder head, make sure none of them are bent. There's ways that you can put them like in a drill and spin them, or maybe rolling them on a table to see if they're bent or not. But I prefer to put them in and lap them in, and that gives me the best indication of whether or not they're sealing on the valve seals. So, or on the valve seats, sorry. But I'm gonna call that a win. These heads look good. Got them completely disassembled. They're straight. And next video, I'm gonna put them together and maybe even bolt them onto the cylinder block. Thanks for watching.